excelling in the dynamic field of data analytics. She's skilled in automating and restructuring reports and dashboards using advanced analytical tools such as structured query language, SQL, Microsoft Power BI, Excel, and Google Sheets. Iremide holds several prestigious global certifications, including Harvard X Computer Science Certification, Microsoft Certified Data Analyst Associate, Rank SQL Certification, and Apache Airflow Fundamental Certification. Her passion lies in empowering individuals to achieve proficiency in data analytics. This is why she is building a community of highly skilled data analysts through Analytics Elite Global Limited. Iremide holds a mini MBA in entrepreneurship and digital technology from Tekidia Institute, a bachelor's degree in business management from Zenith University, Accra, and a diploma in management information systems. So join me and make welcome Iremide Olatunji as she takes our presentation. Thank you. Iremide, you can come on board. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for that beautiful presentation. Thank you. Once again, everyone, you're welcome. You're welcome to this amazing section. I want to say very big thank you to Temitope. Temitope has been very wonderful with constant emails and checking up. And I want to say a very big thank you to Mike for the opportunity to be here. And for everyone on the call, I want to say thank you to you. If you were here yesterday and you had fun yesterday, just 1 minute, put this in a chat box. I want to see like how was yesterday's session. I was there for a few hours. And for me, I would say it was mind blowing. So if we're here yesterday and in just one word, you want to share your experience, right? Can we just do that very quickly in the chat box? Just tell us, how was yesterday's experience? Informative. Great. I like that. Informative. Um, I'm waiting for others. Let's have like a few more before we proceed for today. A few more. If you're here, or do we want to say that everyone here is new? Like you didn't come yesterday? Okay, I have eye opening. Great, great, great. I really hope that during the break session and we'll be able to like explain this, informative and high opening. But let's just keep it coming. Let's keep it coming. If we do not have quite a number, I will just conclude that everyone here is completely new, right? Okay, full of insights, new stuff I haven't heard of. Wow, wow, that's great, that's great, that's great. All right, so please let's keep it coming and let me share my screen so that we go into the conversation. All right, I'm in a wonderful session. Okay, what is TBT? TBH. I really don't know what the abbreviation is. It was interesting and insightful. Yeah, thank you for your time. Thank you for being here also. Okay, to be honest, okay, great, great, great. Yeah, sorry, I think my Gen Z is no longer Gen Z. I need to go and review that. Thank you. Yeah, to be honest, great, great, great. So let me share my screen. And I really hope that by the end of this session, we'll be able to say that it was also, enjoyable, educative, and informative. Yeah, my name is Iremide, and today I'll be taking you through leveraging Power BI to analyze data for research. Leveraging Power BI to analyze data for research. But before I go deep into, all of the old Power BI conversation, I want to just walk us through, the concept of research because I did a bit of research to understand research, right? And to understand it from, a layman point of view, right? An easy point of view where I can easily communicate it to everyone. So today we'll be explaining the concept of research. We'll understand how research is used in our day-to-day life. Then we'll explore Microsoft Power BI, and we will use Power BI for market research. So let's get started. If you're ready, please put it in the chat box. I want to see ready, ready, ready. We are going to do this together, right? So my sessions are always interactive, right? So I ask questions, you respond, you ask questions, I respond, and then we flow that way to keep the vibe going. Yeah, this is the first session, so I want everyone to be super charged, right? So what does the word research mean? What does the word research mean? And if you want to put it in the chat box, in your own definition, what does the word research mean? When you hear the word research, what comes to your mind? What comes to your mind when you hear the word research? Because some words are used, they're just like for me, I really want to, I didn't want to like rely on what I know of about research, right? I want to really understand what exactly is the word research. When we say research, what exactly do we mean? Right? And I found three interesting definitions, three interesting ones. And the first definition here is saying research is an investigation into a topic or idea to discover new information. And I was thinking research is investigating into a topic or an idea to discover new information. The second one, research is a process of investigating a subject or a topic to create new knowledge or to use existing knowledge in a new way. Like this is beautiful for me, right? Where I'm okay, yes. So I'm investigating something again, right? And I'm investigating something either to make a new discovery entirely or to look at what already exists and then create something new out of what already exists, right? And thinking about these two definitions, I'm like, okay, research is investigation, right? Discovery. But before investigation, before anyone will want to decide to investigate on anything, there has to be something, right? There has to be something before I start to now, okay, this thing is interesting enough. Let me investigate further to know about this topic or this idea. And I found the word curiosity, right? To be like, oh, so the process of research starts from me being curious about an idea, me being curious about something, right? And by being curious, my curiosity drives me to investigate further, right? And then through my investigation, I'm able to make discovery. And thinking about curiosity, my mind went back to, when we're little kids and we look up and we ask questions like, Mommy, can you tell me why the sky is blue? You know, all these curious, innocent, curious questions that we ask. Like, why is the sky blue? Why is it not yellow? Why is the sun yellow? Why is it not purple? I don't know if you have any of these, like, curious questions that you ask as kids. Why are the stars so tiny? Our curiosity, drives us to now go into investigating about something, right? And I have here also the third definition that research is gathering and studying information to answer questions, right? So now I'm curious about something. I'm curious about why the stars are so tiny. Why is it that when I look up in the afternoon, I can't see the stars, but at night I can see the stars? What's the concept behind it? Why is it that sometimes when I look at the sky, it looks like the sky is moving? It looks like there's a movement happening. What is happening? And then I started gathering and then studying information to answer all of these curious questions I have in my mind or to test idea, and this requires careful thinking and persistence to reach a meaningful conclusions. I don't know if anyone can tell us, maybe you've researched to tell us, why the sky is blue. Why is the head? They say the head is this fair? Is this round or oval or what whatever the shape is, right? Different arguments, right? Regarding all of that. So that brings me to helping us understanding the types of research. So there are different types of research, right? There are different type of research. Do not forget I said so research is driven by curiosity, then investigation, and then you make a discovery or get to a conclusion, right? So we have different type of research, but I've narrowed it down to three so that we do not go on and on and on and on and on. So we have scientific research. An example of scientific research, these are like the common type of one that we have. You want to know, oh, why is it that there's high mortality rate in sub-Saharan Africa? But I found this case study really interesting, right? The ocean thermal energy conversion, and what they are doing is they are researching on using temperature gradient of seawater as a source of renewable energy. So in Africa where I am, Lagos, Nigeria, the order of the day is solar. Yeah, the new, instead of using the normal generator. I don't know if everybody on the call knows what generator is, but if you don't know, you don't have to know, right? So now the author of renewable energy is solar. Everybody's trying to get solar, power, use solar to, get light through the sun and all of that. But here is a research on seawater. So that means if I'm living in an environment that is close to the beach, right? I can tap, light from seawater. This is an interesting research. Like, I really can't wait for them to, have a breakthrough through this. And then we can see how this, discovery is going to change the world that we live in, because that's the goal of research, right? It changes something at the end of the day, it changes the norm, right? So seeing these people doing this, it's amazing. So that's scientific research. Then we have historical research. So historical research involves studying past events to determine how they've affected the cost of time. So we want to look at why is it that a particular cultural group behave the way they behave, all right? So you want to go back to the 14th century, 15th century to understand their way of life, and then now draw the dots. Okay, so because of what they used to do so and so time, that is why this particular people are doing so and so thing. So you can use it in terms of culture to understand someone's culture, someone's heritage, and that. But also you can also use it in business, right? In data analytics, when we talk about the four types of data analytics, we have the descriptive and the diagnostic, right? When you're trying to diagnose something, it means that you're trying to understand, okay, what has happened before, right? What has happened before will now help you understand what is currently happening now and probably help you predict to say, okay, this is what is likely to happen in the future. Right? So we have historical data. So historical data goes through that same process, understanding what has happened before and using that to understand what is currently happening, and that can help you predict into the future to say this is what is likely to happen in the future. And the third type of research I have here is market research, right? Market research is about you understanding your customer preference and choices, right? And staying up to date with the industry trends and changes, understand your unique service offering as an organization, and then adjusting your business strategy according to what you found out from this research, right? So if your customers are telling you that, if your customers are through research, you find that your customer prefer a particular product, to another. You might want to know why, and maybe, adjust your own line of your product and services in line with what the customers, want. Because at the end of the day, business is about cash flow, right? If there's no cash, there's no business. If people are not paying, right, there's really no business. So you'll be able to adjust your business strategy accordingly, and that will help you find competitive advantage over other business. So market research is very important because you want to have that advantage before your competitors do, right? You want to be ahead of the competitors, at least stay, well informed with up-to-date data and, information about what's happening in the industry, new laws that are coming up, or likely to come up in the industry, and then you changing, your product and services and your unique selling proposition to fit into, the new things that are happening within your industry. So market research is very important to understand your customer, to understand your industry, to understand more about your product and services, and then get feedback on how your organization is doing as a whole. All right. So moving on to the next. So I have to now look at research and be like, okay, is there aside people, doing scientific research whereby we have some group of scientists, coming up with something, or maybe some cultural people trying to understand people's culture, or a group of business experts trying to do market research. Is there a way I have done research in my day-to-day life? I was trying to bring it down to look like, what are the process of research? And then thinking about, like, is it possible that unconsciously I have done research without knowing that what I was doing is actually research? And I found something really interesting, right? Which I would like to share. Please, you can feel free to, like, what's the word again? Like, debunk what I say. This is my own theory, right, of what I think how research is used in our day-to-day life. Because I found something interesting while I was researching, and I thought to share. So the process of research start by identifying a topic, choosing a topic of interest, right? Reviewing literature, formulating a question, selecting a methodology, and drawing conclusions. So I'll give us an example of this. My first example is we are in the festive season already. Christmas is just around the corner. So can I know? So I would like choosing a topic now. I want to know. Um, I'm trying to think of a topic that relates to the season, right? So let's say I want to know the best place to shop for Christmas tree, right? I want to know the best place to shop for Christmas tree. So that's my topic, right? I'm shopping for Christmas tree. That's my topic. And then on this reviewing literature, yeah, you want to understand the topic by reading about it. So I come to Google, and then I already did some research already. So let me just open my research. So I have here best outlet is shop for Christmas tree, and then I have some outlet open here already. So let's use this as a case. So these are like places where you can get Christmas trees. And while, reading all of these, I realized, oh, Christmas trees are not always green. We actually have a white Christmas tree, and we have a Christmas tree that is a blend of both, green and white. And from here too, I am seeing that I have some Christmas trees that are already decorated with the lights and, the accessories. And then and I have another Christmas tree that is not decorated, So that brings me to formulating a question, right? So now we are formulating a question. The first question is, would I want a green Christmas tree, a white Christmas tree, or a blend of both green and white? Right? Second question number 2. Will I want my Christmas tree to be decorated already, or would I like to buy the decoration separately and decorate them myself? So these are 2 questions. And then selecting a methodology. We are right here on this call, and the methodology I am selecting is by using a survey, right? A questionnaire. So I am asking everyone on this call to help me answer this question I have in mind regarding selecting, the best Christmas tree, right? So the first question is, should my Christmas tree be green, white, or mixed? So if you go for green, please put green in the chat box. If you are going for white, please put white in the chat box. If you are going for mixed, please put mixed in the chat box very quickly. So the first question is, should my Christmas tree be green? Should it be white? Or should it be a blend of both green and white? So, okay, I have mixed. I'm waiting for others. You guys are my survey people. So let's do this very quickly. So I have green. I want to say green, white, or mix of green and white. So very quickly in the chat box, let's put it, which one should I go for? Should I go for green? Should I go for white? Or should I go for the mix of green and white? Okay, I can see quite a number of mixed. Great, nice. Green. Okay, no one is saying white. Why? Why are we not saying white? But let's keep it coming. Green, mixed, or white? And my second question is, should my Christmas tree be already decorated? So should I buy a Christmas, if I'm buying a green Christmas tree, should it be already decorated? Or should I buy the decoration, separately and decorate them myself? So let's answer the second question as well. So if you want it decorated, put decorated. If you want it undecorated, put undecorated. Okay, we should buy it separately. That's undecorated. Great. Thank you. I'm waiting for others. Right. If I yet to answer the first question, please do, because we are all here, you know, to understand the process of research. Okay, undecorated, decorated. Okay, yeah. I think I really love the way it is going, but I really have we have more of undecorated than decorated, and we have more of mixed Christmas tree to green Christmas tree, right? So based on what we've done now, I can draw a conclusion to be based on popular opinion and on an expert that are on this call on Christmas tree. They have rightly advised that I should go for a mixed, Christmas tree that is undecorated, so that I can customly decorate my Christmas tree, to suit maybe the color of my house, or the aesthetics, or the the way my environment is, right? Yeah. So thank you very much for that first one. Second way that we've also done research. So these are things that we do on the day-to-day life, right? Second example that I have on how research is in our day-to-day life. So I'm a young lady and I want to buy a yellow dress, right? So that's my topic. I want to buy a yellow dress, right? And then how are we going to read literature? Number one, I come online and I just search for yellow. Please hold on. Okay, yeah. So I search for yellow dresses, right? I want to buy a yellow dress for an occasion, right? But then I've searched for yellow dresses, and now I have different type of yellow dresses, right? These are things that we do, all the time. You want to get something, you research either on TikTok, Instagram, or knowing that what you're doing, you're going through the process of research. So I come here and then I'm seeing a flowing yellow dress gown. I'm seeing a short yellow dress, I'm seeing something like this looks like a palazzo. I'm seeing different type of yellow dresses here, right? So now I'm seeing which one should I pick for the occasion, right? So selecting a methodology, I can call one of my friend that knows me well and be like, Hey friend, I'm trying to get a yellow dress for this occasion. This is the occasion. It's an award ceremony, and I found this. I can send out pictures and be like, can you pick one? Which one do you think would best suit my skin, or which one do you think would go, with the occasion I'm going for? And she can decide to pick a flowing, the first one, or this, yellow dress, based on what she knows about me, my skin color, and what she thinks would fit. And with that, what happens? I make a purchase. So I draw a conclusion, right? And I wear my yellow dress to the event, send her a picture, say, oh, thank you. I got the dress. Thank you for your opinion. So we do this like all the time, right? It's so I don't want you just to see research as one big word somewhere that, oh, some people somewhere have to, put themselves together and do. Literally, we are always doing research, like going through the process of research, you know, every day, unconsciously and unknowingly. So please feel free. I'm giving you all the permission. You can go to your LinkedIn professional this thing and then add researcher in front of your name, because you all are researchers. We all are researchers, right? Okay, so that is how research is used in our day-to-day life. Then let's go to the concept of Microsoft Power BI for research, right? Before we go into that, you can see that with the process of research that I've highlighted, previously, when we talk about Microsoft Power BI, if you can tell me at what point in this process of research are we going to use Power BI? Is it when we are identifying a topic? Is it when we are reviewing a literature? Is it when we are formulating a question? Is it when we are selecting a methodology? Or is it when we are drawing conclusions? Can somebody help me very quickly to identify when we are using Microsoft Power BI? Because it's very important for you to know at what point do you need to use a tool. Because if you use a tool at the time you are not meant to use it, you're not going to get the right result. So can someone on the call help us quickly identify at what point should we use Microsoft Power BI? Yeah, I see at methodology. Yes, 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 at methodology. I want us to keep it coming. I want everyone to really like participate, so I know that you are with me. At methodology, great, 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 great. Yeah. I really agree with you at methodology. That's when you need to, the moment whereby you are now collecting data, but when data is being collected and then being analyzed. So methodology down to drawing conclusion, that is where you need Microsoft Power BI. So what exactly is Microsoft Power BI? So Microsoft Power BI is a business intelligence tool by Microsoft that helps you visualize your data and then share data insight, right? So it takes data from different sources to build dashboard and business intelligence report. I know some people have questions because there are a lot of tools you can use to analyze data, right? For researchers in the education space, right? You use SPSS and the likes. Maybe for researchers in the business world, you want to use Microsoft Excel, maybe Google Sheets, and Power BI. So I just want to help us quickly understand the difference between Microsoft Excel and then Power BI so that we understand why should I use Power BI when I can use Excel, right? So because this question coming all the time. So why Power BI? Why should I use Power BI when I can use Microsoft Excel? So I'll give a narrative. So Microsoft Excel is like you having an iPhone X, and Power BI is like you having an iPhone 12, right? And I'll give you, we all know the difference between these two phones, right? So iPhone X, the time I was in iPhone X, there was some application I downloaded on my phone, but my iPhone X always get very hot. Like the phone, once I'm using it for like 2 hours at the stretch, my phone it'll start running temperature. It gets hot, you know, almost getting to boiling water point. Gets very, very hot. And I have my iPhone 12 where I use, 13, I can use for 3 hours at a stretch, and then the phone is still normal, right? With Microsoft Excel, there is a limit on the number of rows and columns that you can have. Once your data reaches like 1 million rows, you cannot continue. You have to open another sheet, right? And because of that limitation with Microsoft Excel, So Power BI is like advanced, right? Is the advanced version of Microsoft Excel by the same organization, Microsoft, right? And also Excel is limited when it comes to visualization chart. You have some basic chart that you can use, but with Power BI, there are lots of charts that you can use. I think I have, okay, so I was working on a report earlier this week, and I was trying to just play around the report. So I decided to go to the Microsoft store. So this is the Power BI interface, right? And I got a visual called the scroller, right? So I only use the scroller to just, add a little tweak to my report to give it, some life, right? So these are the things that Power BI have that Excel doesn't have. You cannot get to scroll out Microsoft Excel, right? And even with Microsoft Excel, once you get 1 million rows, what happens? You will see that your cursor will keep loading. It'll tell you, wait, it will load. You can't do anything. You have to wait until it is done, right? And sometimes if you are using like 8 gig RAM, 4 gig RAM laptop, I'm sorry, you might have to wait for like hours, right? Before sorry, before you get to do anything meaningful with your Microsoft Excel. But with Power BI, right, you can bring in millions of rows different um from different databases, right? Whether from an online source or from AWS database or from the web, just name it, right? Please give me a minute. Let me take water. A minute, please. All right, yeah, I'm back. Yeah. So for Power BI, you can bring in data from different sources, right? So you name it, online service, wherever your data is on the web, you can. So this is the Power BI interface, and this is where you get data, right? Different libraries where you can get data. Excel doesn't have this large amount of sources to get data from, right? I know that over the years, Excel has also been updated, right? But still, there are still limitations, right? You can't even get data directly from an AWS into Excel, except you want to go to the route of, Power Query, and that also even has its own limitations, right? Based on what you can feed into Excel. But for Power BI, it takes in data from different sources. You name it, from a file, from database. Look at the numerous databases where you can get from. If you are using Zoho as an organization, you can always pull in your data here and just name it. Whatever database you have, there's always a way to get it into Power BI. Then we have the Microsoft Fabric, we have the Power Platform, Azure, online services, SharePoint list, wherever your data is. Even though you can bring data from LinkedIn Learning to analyze in Power BI. So that's how wide the library of Power BI is, right? Even from other sources that are not even listed, right? Then there are thousands of ways to get data into Power BI that is limited in Excel. So that's why I would suggest Power BI for research, especially when you're working with large volume of data. So let's talk about the capabilities of Power BI. First, you can connect, transform, and load millions of rows of data from anywhere, like I said, anywhere they are. You can bring them into Power BI. You can build relational models, right? That is um you have like two or more data ingested into Power BI, and then you're trying to create a relationship between them, looking at, okay, what is common here, what is the unique identifier in this table and the unique identifier in this other table, in such a way that each table respond to each other. Yes, so Power BI is an entire course on its own, right? So as you learn Power BI, you learn more about how to create relational models, right? And when it comes to creating models, table relationship, we have the one-to-many relationship, many-to-many, many-to-one relationship, right? And also you're able to like use the data analysis expression for calculation, right? And this is also another name for data analysis expression. I can just call it in simple terms formulas, right? For those that are used with Excel. So you writing like complex formulas to get insight from your data, and then using interactive report and that were like building things that are amazing. I just showed the example of a scroller that I used, in a report, right? And Power BI also has an in-demand skill set, meaning that by just learning only this tool, you can work in different industry as a Power BI developer or as an intermediate data analyst, right? So Power BI gives you the choice of also a career path. So if it's a tool that you're really looking forward to learn, I think it's actually worth the time and the resources invested in learning it, because at the end of the day you are likely to work full time either as a data analyst or as a Power BI developer. So there are a lot of career paths that you can go into just because you know how to use Power BI to analyze data. So understanding on Power BI. So Power BI has um three systems. We have the Power BI desktop, right? We have Power BI service and Power BI mobile. So Power BI desktop is where you build your report. So if I want to build my report now, I'll do it here on this Power BI desktop. And the way to get your Power BI desktop is by going to your Microsoft Store, go to your laptop, Microsoft Store, and then download Power BI. That's like the best way for you to download Power BI, right? So you go to your laptop, go to Microsoft Store, yeah, the Microsoft Store on your laptop, and you can search for Power BI here, and then you download that. But if you download from an online sources, first you have to verify the source to be sure that they have the updated version of Power BI, because Power BI updates all the time. So you want to ensure that the platform you're downloading from, they have the updated version. That is if you're not using the Microsoft Store. And the limitation about using online services is once there's a new update, you have to go back and then re-download. It doesn't automatically update, right? But the one from Microsoft Store is reliable. Once there's a new update, you also get, the update once you're connected to internet. Right. So that's the Power BI this of what I just showed you right now on my laptop. This is where I build all my Power BI report. This is where I do my building, right? So there's another one called the Power BI service, right? So this is Power BI on the browser, Power BI in the cloud, right? And I'll give to an example of how to use Power BI service. So for example, I'll finish building my report on my Power BI desktop, and I want to share this report with Temitokwe. And Temitokwe is currently in Abuja, and I am in Lagos, right? There are two ways for me to do it. The first way is I take myself, my laptop, I build the next connecting flight to Abuja, and I travel from Lagos to Abuja to open my laptop and then show Temitope what I have built on my Power BI desktop. Or after building on Power BI desktop, I publish to Power BI service, that's Power BI on the cloud, and then I share Temitope an access, that's an email and password, a login access, whereby once I share the link with him, it logs in, and then in 1 minute he has access, to the report that I just built on my Power BI desktop. So you have to choose the one that is cost effective for you. If you want to travel all the way, great, that's good. And if you want to use the Power BI service, great. Another use of Power BI service is if you're not with your laptop that you built on, and maybe you were somewhere else and you want to, access Power BI, you can easily, use any laptop as long as you are connected to the internet, and then you can access that report on Power BI service because it's on the cloud, it's on the browser, right? And there's also Power BI mobile, meaning that you have this Power BI on your mobile phone, and on the go you have access to insight automatically. So I want us to quickly run through the process of data analysis very quickly. So I'll tell you about there's this data I'll be working with. So I run an organization whereby we train people in data analytics, right? And beyond the technical skills, tools we teach like Excel, Power BI, SQL, Tableau, Python, we also do our soft skill forum once every third Saturday of the month, right? And this soft skill we talk about how to optimize your LinkedIn presence, how to communicate, create, how to collaborate with other data analysts, things that are important in a data analytics journey that are not technical, right? So I have this survey data that we've taken for a period of 2 years from 2023 to 2024, and then we'll be analyzing this data very quickly. So this is my Power BI. I'm bringing in my data from an Excel workbook. So very quickly, I will ingest the data into Power BI, which we have here. So it is loading. Is loading. So I have my data ingested into Power BI already. And this is my form response, right? So this is a survey response. So here I have the date, the name of the respondent, their email, their country of residence, and the social media platform where they saw our post and they registered. So then I'll transform data. So transforming data. So let me go over the process of data analysis. We have the data collection, which I had previously done before coming here, and data transformation. So that is what I want to do here. So there's an engine in Power BI called Power Query, right? And what Power Query ensures is whatever data you're feeding back into Power BI is clean, right? Ensure that your data is properly transformed and ready for analytics or ready for data visualization. So I have here my date and time. What if I don't want to see date and time? I just want to see date. So I'll change it to just say, okay, take out the time and just limit it. I just want to just see the date. I have the name. So instead of timestamp, I can also change this to date, right? So that way I can know what my colon entails. I have full name, email, country. I have here valid 100%, but I have this colon social media platform. You see, I only have like 82% of my data is valid, while 18% are empty, right? So this is what the data transformation process does. It helps you understand, what is happening in your data, right? It helps you understand, okay, how many empty rows, how many blank rows are you bringing in? So if this is an error, if it's like, no, this column are not meant to have rows, I'll go back to my source of data to check if maybe by bringing in the data into Power BI, I had messed it up. So I'll go back to the source to check why this particular row is null, right? But this is intentional. So my data is okay, it's fine. There are different things you do here, right? You can split colon, use first rule as headers. Power BI already did that for us, so we don't have to do that already. We can replace. So let me replace values, right? So instead of null in this colon, right? Value to find. Instead of null, let me replace it with unknown, right? So I can replace it with unknown. And then I'll see that all of my null values have changed to unknown. And now I'm having 100% valid, right? Valid because now I've changed all the blanks, all the null, right, to unknown. So that way, once I'm analyzing, I can see how many respondents are from Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or how many are unknown, right? So my data is okay, and then let me close and apply into Power BI. Okay, all right. So my data is now back into the Power BI engine. So after data collection and data transformation, which we did with Power Query, the next thing we are doing now is data visualization. So let's visualize this data very quickly, right? I'm not going to write any much formula, or we call data analytics expression, but I will just write one, right? And I will just call that unique identifier. Let me look for yeah, let me just call it unique ID. No, not unique ID. Okay, let me say total respondent. Okay, let me call it total respondent, right? And I just want to do a distance count. I want to do a distinct count of the email because I know that no two people can have the same email. So two people cannot have the same email address, right? And in case the email has been duplicated, I will just, truncate the other duplication. That's why I'm using a distance count. All right. So I have my distance count of total respondent here. So I can do different things here, all right? The first one I can do is come to my home. Let me get a visualization, a visual. Okay, let's use the card visual. and then I'm putting in total respondent. All right, so these are my total respondents, 1,000 of them. So let me bring another visuals, and then let me see which country do we have. So I'm only just doing drag and drop, right? I'm only just dragging and then dropping it. So I'm seeing here total respondent by country, right? So let me bring this again. Can I see total respondent by, let's say, social media platforms, right? So I can start visualizing my data and then start cleaning this up, very nicely, right? And the last process today, the data analysis process, is data insight. So this particular data has already been analyzed by one of our team member, right? And I have here the soft skill response analysis. So, like, I'm currently on Power BI service now. I'm no longer on my desk. So this is, like I said, this is a Power BI desktop where we build. After building, we put it to the cloud, right? So my team member already built for me in advance, and then we have this data already. I'm showing you on the cloud, right? So from, like I explained, what the soft skill program is all about. We are training people, in data analytics, but now we're not talking about the technical tools. We are talking about other things that they need to know, like, how to collaborate well, how to communicate, how to understand stakeholders' requirements. And these are the data that we've gotten from them. Now, very quickly, what do you see from this data? What are the insights that you can generate from this data? What are the insights you can generate from this data by just looking at it, right? I would go first, and I want you to also, give me more on in the chat box, which I'll be reading out. So from here, when I look at response from social media platforms, right, I can see that 644 are from WhatsApp, right, followed by LinkedIn, followed by referrals. So my top three social media platforms is what? WhatsApp, LinkedIn, and referrals. Right. So if I want to run a campaign, or I want to invest in a social media ad, right, I want to invest in maybe running a WhatsApp ad, right? Because obviously most of my clientele are from WhatsApp, right? Or running LinkedIn. Do you understand? Running this thing on LinkedIn. So as a business, it's very, very important to, like I said, market research, understand your customer, understand the industry you're playing in, understand your product, the feedback, and how it serves the customers is very important, so that you know how best to serve the customers, right? And the channel that you should be using for your marketing. You can't just say, oh, because MTN is doing some campaign in maybe in the UK, then Vodafone will also go to the UK. What if Vodafone market is not in the UK? Right? So you need to understand your market, understand your industry, and then use that to get competitive advantage. All right. So from here too, I can see that most, if you look at the top 5 soft skill response by country, I can see that majority are from Nigeria, right? That explains we are a company in Nigeria. So that explains why we have more Nigerians, because a lot of people can relate to the way I speak, right? And the way that I do my presentation, right? And I have a second one, I have UK, I have like 23 people joining in from the UK. But now I have another question. Like I said, research is about curiosity, right? From curiosity, you start investigating and then you make a discovery. Now I have another question. These people from UK, are they British citizens, or are they Nigerians who have migrated to the UK? Right? When I see 12 people from Ghana, I'm wondering, are these Ghanaian citizens, or are these Nigerians who migrated to Ghana? When I'm seeing India, Uganda, I want to know, are these people citizens of India, or are they Nigerians who have migrated to this country? So that would understand, like, now going back again to do more research, more findings, will help me understand, oh, my business, is going global. The organization is going global, right? And I'm having this set of people are the people that are interested in what I do. So I have to now now focus on how to serve this set of people. If all of these people are Nigerians who have migrated to India, Uganda, I know that yes, I am serving a Nigerian market. But if I'm having a blend of people who are citizens of Uganda, being a part of this program, I want to, take a different route towards, positioning my service offering, and the unique selling point of what I currently offer. And here we can also see distribution by month, right? By month, you can see March has the highest. When I saw this analysis, I had to ask my team member, why is there a huge spike in March? Why is there a huge spike in March? Right? And for me, I'm like, oh, we had a guest speaker who who is well known, so like a popular, face in the data analytics space. So that explains why we have this huge registration in March, and then as compared to others. So it's very important when you're doing market research that you understand like I said, your customers, your business, and the industry that you are in. And looking at the last one, we have respondents interested in registering for our courses. We have 204 saying no, right? As a business owner, I want to know, why is it that why is it that 200 people are not interested in taking our courses? Could it be that they've already learned data analytics and they are experts in the field of data analytics? You know, could it feel that could it be that maybe our course is not really tailored to, what they are actually looking for at the moment? Could it be because of finances? Like I said, I have to go back again, and then dig deeper to know what exactly is happening with these numbers. And I want to give an example, right? For example, while growing up, the brand Lucozade Boost for me, Lucozade Boost is an energy drink, right? And for me, the brand, I see the brand as a brand for sick people. So if I'm not sick, I don't have any like reason to be drinking Lucozade Boost. That's how I feel. If I'm not sick, I don't have any reason to take Lucozade Boost. So if somebody is trying to market Lucozade Boost to me right now, they are going to get a no from me, right? But if Lucozade Boost decide to, maybe diversify into a new market and decide to start doing maybe like fruit juice, right? I love the brand Lucozade Boost because they are known for health and quality, when it comes to energy drink, right? But if they diversify like fruit juice, yes, I'll be glad to, buy their product, buy the fruit juice product. And I think that Nigerian breweries as an organization in Nigeria also diversified in that way. So we have this Maltina that we drink, it's always normal Maltina malt and whatever they use, the barley, and it's just that. So they diversified by now doing malt and pineapple. Let me see if I can get the different brand that they have now. Now they have Maltina and the pineapple. So it used to be the Maltina classic that we all know, but now they have a blend of Maltina and vanilla flavor. So this is the Maltina and pineapple flavor. This is the Maltina and vanilla flavor. They are diversifying. Looking at how to capture people that on a normal day would not take malt, but now malt with vanilla, that is interesting. I want to try it, right? Malt with pineapple, it sounds interesting, right? So it's very important, and they could only do this because at that time when they launched Mortina, I was working with Nigerian Breweries at that time when they launched, this particular product of it. Amazing, and they only got this through research, right? They only got this through research, and they had to test, right? So the process of research again, we started from discovery, curiosity, from curiosity to investigation. From investigation, you're then doing a discovery, or you're finding something new, something innovative, that you can either add to the research work you're currently doing, whether you're a student or a researcher, and if you're an organization, to help boost profitability and growth in your organization. So this is one of my own metrics, right? I have a lot other ones that we use to make decisions, right? To understand what is going on in our market, what is going on with our customers, how best can we serve the market market, right? So if you're in the business phase and the business field and you do market research, it's very important that you use the tool Power BI for data collection, transformation, visualization, insight, because it's easy to use and the collaboration with Power BI is just amazing. Having said all of that, I've come to the end of my presentation. Thank you very much for having me on this call. My name is Iremide Olatunji, and I'm the founder of Data Analytics Elite. You can find us, you can check our website www.daelite.com. You find more information about the work we do and the community that we serve there. And you have my contact number if you want to reach out to me, you want to know more about Power BI, you want to learn more about Power BI, you want to learn about um other data analytics tools like Excel, Power BI, Tableau, SQL, and Python, you can please reach out to me. You can take my contact number and then reach out to me, or you can shoot me an email and I'll do my best to respond. Having said all of that, thank you very much for having me. If you have any question, please, the floor is now open. Feel free to ask me as many questions as you can because I'm here to answer all your questions. Thank you very much, everyone. I'm handing over now to Temitope. Temitope, you have the floor. Thank you.